All right, folks, welcome into our next video, in which we're going to explore what does the research say about teaching grammar and how should we most effectively teach grammar. What you see here on the screen in front of you here is a meta-analysis. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, in the Teal research and the Writing Next research, what they've done is examined a lot of different research studies, and they've looked for trends. And the meta-analysis is what do they come up with most often. And you can see, starting here, writing strategies on down, the higher this is in the list, or the bigger this number, the more effective the strategy is. It's called effect size, and I really like to think about effect size as compared to a sale. If you have a large effect size, something that's very effective in the classroom, it's like going to the store and you have an 80% off sale. I mean, it's just like the deal of a lifetime. Very effective, something you really want to take advantage of. If something's of medium effectiveness, 0.50 or greater, it's still a great deal. It's like going to the store and getting 50% off, like buy one, get one free. This is a great deal. And a small effect size, 0.20 or greater, is still something that's effective. That would be like a 20% off sale. And I compare it to this because I love to save money, so I can really relate to this. So this is helping us to see what are the most effective strategies. We've looked at most of these through the lessons, teaching specific writing strategies. Remember, we did Pigeon Impossible with the graphic organizer, the RAP summary strategy, helping students work together, making sure we used task audience purpose to set our specific product goal, help students use technology, including word processor, combining short sentences into longer, more complex sentences, doing pre-writing activities. We looked at a bunch of those. Inquiry are things where you might give students a real-life question, like, should the minimum wage be raised, and have them go do some research on the web or maybe out in the community, talk to different businesses and see what they think, and then use that as a tool to do writing is also an effective activity. Writing is a process which also involves more really increasing the amount of writing that students do, while also having the instructor model various types of writing is the process writing approach. We looked at studying models, and we also, we really didn't touch on it, but we can also write in various content areas, meaning we can write and consider questions in science and in social studies. All these things research is showing to be effective, but especially those big two, teaching the writing strategies, summarization, really, really high yield. So as I'm looking down this list, I'm seeing that traditional grammar instruction, meaning doing things like sentence diagramming and talking about all the parts of speech and saying words like predicate, nominative, and all those things. So let's see, how did that turn out? That was negative 0.43. What? No, surely I'm reading that wrong. Let me look at my hard copy here. And my hard copy shows negative 0.43. You have got to be kidding me. So teaching grammar with just parts of speech approach and diagramming sentences and having students do exercise in the grammar book, research has shown has a negative effect? Wow. You are kidding me. Mrs. Clutchbucket, my old grammar teacher, would be rolling in her grave. I can't believe it. Sorry, Mrs. Clutchbucket. But wow, traditional grammar instruction is showing a negative effect, meaning it's not very effective at all. Well, gosh, this is shocking and surprising. So what is the research saying? And I threw my paper on the floor. I'm going to have to come back and pick it up. What is the research actually saying? Is it saying, well, don't teach grammar? And it's definitely not saying that. And I'm going to have you look at exactly what it is saying in just a minute in our next section of the course. We need to teach grammar. Grammar is the rules of the road for writing, but it's the way we teach it that's crucial. And that traditional grammar instruction, where just grammar is just kind of, we're going to learn grammar before we teach writing, and we're going to do all this sentence diagramming and blah, 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 is not effective, and we're supposed to teach using research-based best practices. That is not one. So what is it that we're supposed to do? Well, we are supposed to teach grammar in context. That's what the research says. The thing you're going to look at in just a second says, research strongly suggests that the most beneficial way of helping students improve their command of grammar in writing is to use students' writing as the basis for discussing grammatical concepts. And so we can integrate various grammar lessons using students' writing as the springboard to do that. So don't go back to your school and say, hey, that idiot at Appalachian said we shouldn't teach grammar. He didn't say that. He said a traditional grammar approach research shows to be ineffective. Instead, what we are to do is teach grammar contextually and specifically in the context of our students' writing. So you're going to look more at that. We're going to do an activity about that. You're going to make some suggestions about how we can help some students who are doing some interesting things grammar-wise. But at any rate, remember, teach grammar, but teach it in context. Teaching it without context, not very effective, and we want to do the best we can for our students, of course. So let's go on and we'll get some more information about how to teach grammar in context.